There is mayonnaise in this cake. I've made this many, many times, and I still love watching people not believe me when I tell them how good this tastes. Welcome back to Recipes Remembered. I'm April. Pull up a chair. I've made this cake quite a few times. I'm going to tell the story of this mayonnaise cake later on. Let's just mix the dry ingredients together and get this all started. So you need 2 cups of all-purpose flour. All right, 2 cups of all-purpose flour and a cup of granulated sugar, white sugar. All right, then you need 1/2 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder. And if you hear my dogs, I'm sorry. They're going crazy because they hear a helicopter. No, you're not going outside. Boys, 1/2 cup of cocoa powder. There's 1/2 cup. All right. 2 teaspoons of baking soda. This is a really easy cake. Very easy to make. You need 1 teaspoon of baking powder. And 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Whisk it all together really well. Okay, now we get to add the wet ingredients. You need 1 cup of real mayonnaise. I don't have a cup in this. I'm going to use what I have. I have Duke's. So let me get a cup of Duke's mayonnaise. So I'm going to put this in here. 1 cup of real mayonnaise, right in there with the dry ingredients. And it says you can use a cup of cold water or milk. So I'm going to use milk, make it a little bit richer. So we have 1 cup of whole milk. And then we need 1 teaspoon of vanilla. All right, you're going to mix this up until it's smooth. What I did is I took a 9x13 pan. It's right here on my oven. on my stovetop. And I sprayed it with the Pam baking spray. I guess I should have left it out so you could see it. Here it is. If you've watched any of my videos before, you guys know I love this stuff right here. It's got the flour in it. I love it. So I'm going to stick this in the pan. So it goes into a 350 oven for 35 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean. All right, so while that cake's baking, let me get this countertop cleaned off, and I'm going to tell you the history of this cake. Let me get my notes here so I can tell you the whole story and not deviate. Here we go. So here's where this cake actually comes from, because it's not a company invention the way you'd think. In 1937, a woman named Mrs. Paul Prince, her husband was a sales distributor for Hellmann's. She was baking a chocolate cake and ran low on eggs and butter. She had mayonnaise on hand, and she knew mayonnaise is really just eggs and oil, already emulsified together. So she used it instead. Necessity is the mother of invention. It worked. Better than worked, actually. It was moist, rich, and nobody could tell there wasn't butter or eggs in it separately. Hellmann's parent company, named Best Foods, got behind the recipe and started printing it in promotional booklets in the late 1930s. The recipe kept spreading because the cake showed up right as World War II started, when butter was rationed and eggs were hard to come by. Suddenly, a cake that didn't need either of those was great. It was practical. Home bakers all over the country were making this because it was one of the only chocolate cakes that you could reliably make with a wartime pantry. And that's why this cake became so popular in wartime. So by 1961, Hellmann's put the recipe right on the jar label itself. I don't see it on this one, of course. And it stayed there in one form or another for decades. In 1961, the year I was born, 65 years ago. This is a recipe that survived a war, survived rationing, and ended up as one of the most requested recipes that Hellmann's ever printed. Isn't that fascinating? I think it is. But now I'm using Duke's today because that's what I've got. I'm a big proponent of just use what you got. And if you're in the South, there's a good chance that that's what's in your refrigerator too. So it's a different brand, but the same principle. Okay, I just took it out of the oven. It smells really good. A toothpick came out clean. I want to mention that you might want to make sure that you start checking it at 30 minutes. I could have just left mine in there for 30, but it should be good. So start checking your cake at 30. Then while it's cooling, I'll make the glaze. Okay, so this is a very easy depression style glaze. And we need 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And then to that, we need also 2 tablespoons of hot water. And we need a pinch of salt, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and then we need a half a cup of white sugar, granulated sugar. Just a very simple glaze. This is an old Depression era style cocoa glaze. This is how they would have made it. This is how my grandma would have made it and her mom would have made it. Stir it over medium heat until it's smooth and just starts to bubble, about 2 minutes. So I'll go do that. And then we have to add just a little bit of vanilla to it. Okay, it's starting to bubble. So let me get this off of this heat. There it is, bubbling. It says to pour in about a teaspoon of vanilla. I'm just going to eyeball it. It's probably a tablespoon. It thickens as it cools. It's been about 25 minutes and this did thicken up and the cake is cooled. So I'm just going to go ahead and pour this over the top. It's shiny. Okay, I've cut me a slice and I'm about ready to taste it. So moist. Very, very good. This is one I make when I need a chocolate cake and I know it's never going to fail me. It never fails me. So I think my verdict is that this is a recipe that needs to be remembered. And if I were you, I'd make that. Yum. So good.